Hello and welcome back to another cast of game for the Age of Bison YouTube channel. I'm your host, SerSharkDad, and today we got a good one for you on the 1v1 ladder. We got Mhongpa playing the Dutch here on the left, and then Cherera92 playing Mexico on the right, and we are on the gorgeous map of Saguenay. Probably my favorite map, one of my favorite maps at least. It looks a lot like my home here in upstate New York as it is right now in the fall, and just a gorgeous map. And but I'm not going to talk too much about it. I'm joined here by our resident expert in all things AoE3, Dunamai, who's going to be co-hosting here. So you go ahead and you go ahead and talk about the map.
All right, so that may be a bit of pressure, but yeah. So Saguenay, a classic. I don't think there's a lot of people that hate Saguenay. Legacy player enjoy it. You have three different versions of Saguenay. You have the one with the TP in the middle, you have the TP as a road between the two players, as we have now, and you have a winter version. Things that you must note on the summer version, there's a lot of fish and whales. There's a bit of livestock in the south that Dutch will and Mexico will enjoy. Mexico for the haciendas, and Dutch for an even faster age up. And Dutch is known for their very, very fast age up, even though Mhongpa seems to be going for a greedier age up. Because we can see people on coin, which is not something you have to do as Dutch because you start with a lot of coin.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just love this variant. Just, I mean, not only for the beauty of it, you can see me zooming in on the salmon, just jumping, and just so many little things of life. The color change of the trees, but also just in terms of a tactical look of the map, right? You have this encouragement of this heavy resource dense south, to express map control here. You have this corridor here in the center, which is obviously the quickest way to get to your opponent's base. And then if any of them decide to turtle in the corner, you can take control of the water and put even more pressure and really avoid any of that. So it's pretty dynamic to me. Taking a look at the game, Mhongpa had sending in the 3 Vills card, and then I totally missed, well, we're going to assume, yeah, Hacienda card with 2 Vills for Cherera. Let's go ahead and take a look at the decks and really quick, let's see. Michoacan. I mean,
Which is
again,
pretty standard for water map. They have this federal card which gives you a dock wagon and 1 fishing boat for each and every shipment you have sent so far in this game. Really, really nice when you have like an extended H2 or H3 and you want, to get back in the eco game. Wonderful card.
well, you see this, so you kind of have an idea, right? And you see all of this. So, I mean, it's kind of, I mean, Mexico can do what it wants, but this is very much telegraphed as to exactly maybe what the desire is for some form of a fast industrial using the revolt mechanic. Looking over at Mhongpa. Yeah, go ahead.
Potentially see a Baja revolt because you have some unit shipment in H2 in there. It's not unheard of to make your opponent guess you're going for Central America and switch to a Baja because this completely changes the tempo of the game from a defensive turtley play style to a very rush all in and the game in 3-minute play style. So it can be kind of a surprise, but Baja is not thing I would do against Dutch that gets H2 skirm.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. I wouldn't go Baja into Dutch just because the H2 skirm would absolutely take you out. I mean, looking over at Mhongpa's deck, plenty of H2 options, right? Your standard 8 pike, 3 hussar. You don't see this too often. The 600 and 700 cords of wood could be extended H2 just because of that. You don't have to really worry. Wow, look at that. 2 shipments coming in. And look at that revolt already. But he has a bank card on the way and 700 wood. This is going to be tight just because that Baja came in so quickly.
Look at what it is. It's Baja. It's not Central America. Very interesting. So very powerful on this map. You have 3 TP guaranteed on Saguenay, sometimes 4 in this version. If it's, the central line in the middle, you have 3. So you can get a tremendous amount of experience. With the banks, you can even get stagecoach relatively quickly. And obviously, there's always the pressure of trade monopoly.
That is true. And so now he's going to be on the back foot here, Mhongpa. These houses are going to go ahead and serve alongside the bank as a sort of rudimentary wall. He probably does need to go ahead and put down some quick walls if he can. And as I say it, it is spoken into existence. Here it is. Hopefully he starts to get that one up. And trying to get some skirms. He's looking good on the resources, and he's also looking good in the population space. That wood income is going to be huge as well for him. I think, yeah, there's the 700 cords of wood coming down. But only 2 banks. I don't think he's going to need any more than those 2. Anything more, I think, is going to be too heavily resource invested. Look at this.
And this is interesting because Cherera doesn't seem to be too keen on just pushing right now. He seems interested in just map control, so I think we're gonna see a more reserved Baja, I would say.
Have you ever seen Baja build a stable? That's the question. And we're using his filibusters to build that stable. I don't think I've ever seen Baja ever.
This is interesting.
Yeah, bother to make. You don't want to give Dutch time. I mean, everybody knows this, right? Like you don't give them time, especially. But I mean, if this isn't, I'm really wondering what the intention is. I mean, maybe mass a little bit more, just because he knows he's going to be up against skirms. Because you're going to anticipate filibusters, obviously. So then maybe he wants to get some cav out because he's anticipating that.
So we have a bit of a misplay on Cherera. There's 3 sheep next to the hacienda, and as I say that, the sheep are just coming in there.
Yep.
Can we click on the hacienda?
Sure. Let me switch here. Looks like he's got food going.
That's almost Colbertism, just with a bit of livestock. And keep in mind, if he gets some villagers, he can always gather it. You can get 3 or 2 villagers. I don't remember with Baja. There's a card for it. That also turns your haciendas into shrines.
And it seems like, well, yeah, the factory's on food as well. So don't you want to be producing coin, or is he maybe trying to revolt back? Oh, he did an exchange.
He sent the instant 600 coin from Baja, and now he can trade some cav.
I see.
So
smart. So he's familiar with this. He's getting some Chinako. Those are going to be a Lancer type unit, and it looks like going over to Mhongpa, even more skirm, just because he's got to anticipate. You know, he's got to anticipate the. I'm forgetting what this guy is called that they can make. Well, not the cowboy, but I think they get the. Is it something different? It's like the cowboy. It's like they basically get a dragoon unit, an outlaw dragoon unit. Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
Yeah. Honestly, Mhongpa is doing what you should do against Baja, which is try and wait it out. But the thing is, Baja is not playing standard, and Baja's taking the map. And you don't sleep on Baja's eco, even though they have no villager. Like, if at some point Cherera goes for Mikoacan fishermen, Baja California does not disable fishing boats. You can still water boom with Baja. And if you ever get back to Mexico, you can enjoy 200 pulp and Soldier of Fortune.
Here we go.
That's basically GG.
This is a sizable mass on the part of Mhongpa, and those are getting torn apart. They're not going to have any sort of role to play here in this fight, except to maybe take out these Chinako, which instead of trying to get around and get after those Alhoots, that was really no point. Still 3 Chinako up.
The door's going to be huge. Good micro from Mhongpa. If he kills these Chinakos, he's in a good spot.
Very solid spot.
He didn't lose that much mass. And he's shipping 8 bike. I love this. That's gonna threaten the Chinakos. The skirm mass is still high, and Mhongpa just cannot. Cherera cannot just rush in with the cav because there's still too much stuff in there.
Yeah, he's gonna have 7 now. These guys are pretty tough. 290 25 hand attack versus 320 on the Hussar. He needs to keep... Yeah, the pikes are going to be huge. But, you know, he needs to have those Hussar out just because he needs to be able to body block, not even try to flank. Really. Oh, here we go. Another fight coming in. Oh, he needs to get those pike back. They're going to be wasted. One Chinako going down, but Piker... Oh, nice way to switch the stance to the guard stance. Hussar getting in and getting in on the side. He needs to make sure that he's getting there. His money's worth out of it. Okay. Hussar chasing down these Chinakas. They're trying to get on top of these skirmishers, see if they can rush back to the gate. I mean, honestly, all he needs to do is delay this. And there we go. Mhongpa running back. He's getting two Hussar and even more skirm. Oof. And that's what you really want to avoid. These Chinako are absolutely going to tear apart the skirm mass, but... Yeah. Ooh, nice.
Gates save life. Like this.
Yeah.
This is why you do pillarless wall with gates. Mhongpa being super smart about it, really using the gates almost as an offensive tool. I would say, really baiting those Chinakos in there and then just firing. And we see Mikoak and Fisherman, 7 fishing boats. So this is gonna be huge for Charrera. And we could see a revolt back to Mexico. And Baja after... Mexico after Baja is amazing. Like, it's honestly slept on. It's super hard to get though.
I don't know if I agree with the pikemen, but... kind of pushing them off that coin mine right there. That's good. Exhibiting some more map control, but again, just giving Dutch a lot more time. He now has 3 banks. Plenty of coin income. Oh, that's so annoying. That the kind of siege that the Bandito gives them is always so tough to contend with. And there you go. 4th trade post going down now, controlling that. Skirmishers seeming to have a hard time taking things out, too.
Mm-hmm. Keep in mind that those 2 native posts in the south, if he switches the factory to coin, he could take them and start a trade battle pretty easily.
See what Mhongpa's going to be able to get to. I had no idea. 30% range resistance. That's why. So they... Okay, interesting. They counter heavy infantry in cavalry.
The Bandito is a skirm. It's the Pistolero. I don't remember the Mexico name for the Pistolero, but he's basically a skirm, and this one is a skirm, and the other one is a musk.
Right. And then, but they still get the demolition attack. I guess that's what threw me off. I was like, do they still get a demolition attack? And they do. So interesting. Let's see what he's going to send in next. I would imagine. No, I don't know. Maybe capitalism. More. I'm curious to see if he's going to go more economy. But look, we're gonna. Oh, and the pike gonna go ahead and get right on top of those Chinako, and he's gonna go ahead and back out. But he needs to pull those pike back. Very good. See if he can take out his hero here just to get out of that snare. And then, oh no, that was a drag box there, and so he slowed down the Chinako trying to get on those skirms rather than having them separated. But now they're gonna go ahead and get right on top of those skirms.
You need to drag box your cav in front. Fortunately, the passing through the tree was almost impossible for Mexico here, so that was good. Mhongpa is doing something that I love. Look at the TP on the south. He knows.
Yeah, go ahead and taking control. Yeah, good, smart. Yeah. But what he needs to do is that he needs to go H3. As this game is extending out, like I would, the Dutch get their huge H spike there. They get a huge power spike going H3. He's got the coin for it. He's got quite a few idols here, just because that coin mine ran out. But I think he can go ahead and kind of start to slowly siphon and transition.
There's a card I enjoy seeing, but that's going to be hard for Mhongpa. So, Town Militia. The militiamen don't give XP when they die, so they don't give gold either. What that means is you have like a mass that Baja can't feed off of. And I guess this is Mhongpa's strategy. It's super smart, I love it, but this is super risky.
Alright, here's the H3 potential, and smart Exile Prince now coming in. See if he can get some of those H3 cards. I think if a fort goes down, he's going to be in trouble. Reiter would be huge as well. So we'll see what he does. I mean, it's a pretty. Even getting caravels or the three fleets to come in and start to wreck this naval economy that he's got for himself. I mean, does he see it? I don't think he does. Yeah, no, not at all.
And you're 100% right about that. Like, there's pretty much any H3 shipment he sends can win him the game if played right. Like, even the Bosniaks. There wouldn't be a lot of things that resist, like, just a charge of Bosniaks.
It looks like he's trying to get around, and it looks like, again, he needs to get on this Chinaka. The Hussar now coming in, and it looks like he's kind of boxed in here with the pike. And those trees kind of getting in the way, trying to get around it. I think he... Oh, my...
Super good engagement.
This is very good, but now the skirms are gonna be left exposed, but that's actually kind of okay, just because the Hussar are still up, and he can create even more casualties here. I wonder what he's going to be sending in next. Yeah, and then there the Reuter. So if he can get a good pop... Oh, and the Minutemen now being called in as well. Very good. Oh, but even more Chinako being sent in on the part of Troyer. I think he's going to go ahead. He's smelling blood. He's going to go ahead and dive into this, but we may see some Reuter action here. Let's see this pop coming in. Huge. It always is at the most inconvenient times. Look at that. Now, just like that, he's going to have to back off seeing those Reuter. He's like, I can't deal with that. I mean, he does have some He's got the Banditos, and I think he had a few Alhut. Yeah, there's a couple in that mass that maybe can do it, but now he's kind of in trouble. And I think for Mhongpa, I mean, honestly, you can go Skirm Reuter. I mean, you can even go ahead and get some wood in if he has, 1k wood, and I think going Falconets would even be an option here. A huge option, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Imagine putting pressure on that factory. That would be huge. Losing factory for Baja is pretty much a death sentence.
Look at this, Hessian Jaegers. This is not a card that you see too often being sent with Baja. I mean, then again, Baja games probably don't go long enough. But this is a pretty healthy economy. I mean, he's been able to maintain a mass. He's been able to continue to top off. I mean, now the problem is, though, is that now he's really on borrowed time. I mean, that score difference is massive. Obviously, Dutch does overscore because of the banks, but he's in trouble now. I mean, he's definitely on the back foot with the H3 now in. I mean, it's the Dutch game to lose.
Oh, clearly. But so much stuff happened, and I guess we're gonna have another fight right now, so I won't do a sum up. As the Reuter get good value, but unfortunately some skirmishers are left behind the TP socket. You hate to see it.
Oh yeah, down here. And then also these Jaegers are gonna... I mean, they're not... Are these H3? I don't think so.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, they are. Okay.
You get the H3 Jaegers at any point in the game if you get some.
Oh, now these skirms are going to go in to be exposed. Go ahead and trying to use those trees. Smart on Mhongpa's part, but he is going to take some casualties on that one. And then the Reuter are left wanting out here in the back. Not willing to sacrifice them to the Jaegers. I don't know. Reuter is so cheap. I'm go ahead and take out his Chinako. You know what I mean?
I think it's smart. I like the play. Because he knew he was not going to lose that much with the trees. At least that was the bet. But if he does that play, he needs to keep them back and not just sacrifice them afterwards. That would be bad.
This is a tense match now, though, as they're just trading blows back and forth, and it looks like Jarrera just not able to really land the killing blow. Just too much of a mass. Doesn't want to overcommit, because if he loses this mass, you know, Dutch are going to be able to counterpunch here. But these Chinako are going to continue to just prove a thorn in the side of Mhongpa. As he's trying to get a Reuter mass up, he's still kind of on the back foot. He's still very much...
That's it. Look at the shipment.
The
that
Bosniaks.
Could be game for Mhongpa right there.
Into the filibusters, you think?
The filibusters are not that good against Cav.
Actually, they're actually all gone. Actually, this is entirely a skirm Hussar mass. So he needs some hand cav, actually.
Yeah, but he's fighting too quickly, unfortunately. He really needs to either flank or really surprise Cerrera with this this pulp. And this is a very healthy water economy. But Mhongpa is on water now, so I think he's gonna see it. And
Yeah.
that could be game.
Yeah, especially if he gets he's going to get some actual naval assets on to the field using the 3 flights. Yeah, another TP going down. Yeah, this is an entirely skirm hussar mass, so he's kind of mimicking the Dutch composition in a way, at least in H2. But now he has the Reuter, but the Reuter are just absolutely getting blown up by the fact of this skirm mass just being massive. So, and then you can't, the Reuter being destroyed by that, and then the Chinako diving into your skirmishers, you need some hand cav. You need a third unit in that composition to kind of unsettle the balance. And so, yeah.
As always, when you're a caster, it's easier, but I would love to see a wall just slowly creeping forward from Mhongpa with artillery behind it. And slowly but surely destroying the infrastructure of Cheddar.
Outpost would be smart. Go ahead and try to take control of these southern resources. Go ahead, back to the action. House giving some line of sight. Go ahead and take that down. He's going to go ahead and just give that up. He needs to make sure that he times the Bosniaks at the right moment, because even, you know, the Bosniaks diving in, he has to take care of a lot of these Chinakos just because they're going to be able to do the damage to make sure that those Bosniaks don't get out of hand. But now we're going to see that 3 flake card. That's going to be huge to kind of snuff out the economy that Chirera is running using trade posts. But, I mean, he can pretty much revolt pretty soon here.
He's lacking some wood, to be honest. He should turn back to wood. But we may see a revolt back to Mexico. That's pretty amazing.
And that would be very problematic, considering the amount of H4 cards he had.
Oh, yeah.
But look at this. Once again, skirmishers being left out in the field. Reuts are trying to get in there, getting some shots up, but those Chinako causing some big damage. Wall going down now, and this is looking kind of scary. It's looking kind of scary. It's looking scary because he's got... I mean, he could have revolted back. I mean, you don't know what your opponent's doing, and you're really on the back foot here. All your vills are basically gathering wood because you need to try to get this economy going. But it looks like he's got the 3 flights in here, but he hasn't taken out the dock. And he's gone after some of the fishing bolts here, but now he sees it. That's good.
So this is a huge blow for Chirera. That's going to delay his return to Mexico.
If he was ever going to, he's doing Hessian Jaegers again.
Is Mhongpa just going on water? Hard?
Yeah, he's gone all...
He has a frigate. I think that's a mistake, honestly. This is overkill. Like, the 3 flights were like,
plenty.
Fine.
Yeah. Was that a card or he made that? No, he made that, yeah.
To be fair, he could take map control by shuttling villagers back to Bafa's base, because honestly, there's nothing here.
Yeah, it's all here in the center. But here we go. We're going to see some pretty big engagement here. Bosniak's looking over to the side, but it looks like they're going to get caught out by the Chinako, and that's exactly what we were concerned about because... Yeah, exactly. He does not have the anti-cav mass to deal with these Chinako, and he's got about, what, 20 Jaegers here that are just going to destroy and eat up. He's going to need some artillery, I think, some falconets, perhaps. I think, but those... Oh, what is that? Oh, my... And
this
just melted. That is a skirm mass. What?
Alright. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, okay. Well, Bosniaks was not the huge card that we were thinking it was, and it looks like... I mean, that's just a wipe. I mean, apparently enough skirmishers and... Yeah. Wow. I mean, I don't know what he's going to do. I mean, these guys all have plenty of siege on them for skirmishers in, you know, in comparison, so, I mean... I don't know. That's really rough. I would be tilted, to be honest with you.
I don't know what Mhongpa is going to do. So, if we recap, Cherera has Mhongpa's base. Mhongpa has Cherera's water eco. So, Cherera is going to gain an absolute metric ton of gold with all the building he's going to destroy.
Right.
Because of Soldier of Fortune. I don't know if Mhongpa is going to be able to rescue his villagers. Yeah, I would double click those villagers and just go into the frigate. So Mhongpa could actually rebuild on the other side of the map. I would love to see that. Will he rebuild on the other side of the map?
This is insane. I mean, it's and look at this. It's like Hussar trying to get in on this, and it's like, I mean, these are vet Hussar, and it's just mowed down by skirmisher mass. How many he lost? I mean, he's got 50. Okay. 1,500 wood to rebuild. He's got 50 settlers, more Hussar coming in and trying to... Yeah, I would be tilted. I'm being honest. That fight would have tilted me. Not saying Bosniaks would have been the answer completely, but I mean, like, they didn't even scratch the surface of this mass. Like, what do you... Like, I would be losing my mind.
And this is an infinite shipment, so you can really... You can really go to town and just spam that shipment.
Oh, I hope he sees this. I hope he sees this. Oh, there you go. Oh, Floyd's doing plenty of damage here. And it looks like, and asking you shall receive. Settlers here on the other side of the map.
Love it.
What is happening?
Yes.
But like you said, he's gonna be gaining a lot of coin. I mean, he's left the banks untouched though, and the market.
Yeah,
you always go for the market.
Exactly.
You always go for a market. Like if you're watching this, like if people think, oh, I'm gonna go for your houses, I'm gonna go for your bank, always take out the market for the Dutch. Always. That's the key.
And here's the thing. He's gonna lose some villages here. He can pop them back to the boats.
But he doesn't have a TC. He doesn't have a TC. That's his problem. He needs to get a TC on an island, maybe.
So,
he needs to not. He's just sacrificing these villas.
So that's classic Mhongpa, not realizing his villagers are dying, unfortunately. By the way, I want to do a shout out to Mhongpa. Super nice streamer, super cool guy. So if you're watching the video, Mhongpa, shout out to you. But yeah, he often tends to be a very good player in terms of army micro. Ooh. And while he's microing, he's forgetting the villagers, and that's always tilting for him. But obviously for everyone rooting for him.
I mean, he's got a lot of stuff all over the place. I mean, he can even go... I would put down a TC over here, go H4.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Go H4. I don't know. What does he have even H4? I don't know. He can get 2 factories on the islands, I guess. Maybe that would help. I don't know.
The heavy cannons.
The heavy cannons would... Yeah, but you don't have anything to protect the Chinako. You need to get... Look at these sellers just... It's so rough. He's only got 35 left. He needs it. You need a TC. I don't know what the plan is here. We got units all over the place. I mean, what is Cherera's plan? I mean, he's floating 2k coin, but I don't know what he's gonna...
So, Cherera's plan should be, at that point, the trade monopoly. But here's the thing. Mhongpa can get free XP by killing this TC and making sure Cherera has no shipment point.
Wait, did we just... Well, that outpost from way earlier, these two are the shipment points. We have a fort going down, which is what I felt like he needed to do much earlier. And now... Well, he just spent a ton of... And there's the TC. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I usually hate this, like, when, like, you get a lot of the base building moving around everywhere, but Baja is such an annoying revolt. Like, I hate it. Like, I'm totally okay with this. These ships are definitely doing quite a bit of damage, and Cherera, he may just... Oh, he's like, okay, I'm gonna... 2 privateer ships, it's not gonna... It's not going to do much, you know.
It's not gonna do much. I love the deck building on the shore, and here's the raids on the factory.
This is huge if he takes it, but I don't think he'll be able to. And the filibuster's trying to get into melee. He's got to move this whole mass back. This is very... And I don't even think he sees this. Does he see this? He sees the fort.
He does. But that's even huge to get the whole mass of Baja defending the factory. Because while you're doing that, you're all over the map. You're gathering resources. You're buying time. And keep in mind, he destroyed Baja's eco, water eco. And he has basically no way back into it. Because there's way too much boat. So
forcing them to repair that, yeah.
Cherera of the H4 option.
If he gets the TC down, I mean, I guess he can't even revolt back, right?
You can't revolt
Oh my
back.
god!
You're right.
There's the artillery foundry!
Oh my god!
Let's go!
No way!
Does he get it? Yes! Oh my gosh! Get out of here!
This
Oh,
is huge.
toxic. It's toxic on every side. It's so funny. Oh my god, I'd be tilted. I'm tilted. I'd be tilted if I was Mhongpa. I'd be tilted if I was Cherera. Wow. And then what is he gonna do? He's like, I think he's just gonna, I'm tearing down everything. I'm annoyed. He's floating 5,800 coin. Can the filibusters make a he has a market.
He has a market. He could revolt back to Mexico, but by the time he realizes he's going to lose his TC, and he's going to have to remake one. But the thing is, Mexico cannot remake a TC if you don't have villagers. Because the hero cannot rebuild TC for Mexico. So Mhongpa is effectively buying his time and closing all the options for Mexico. Playing a chess game like...
Oh no.
Where the checkmate, is like 50 moves away, but you won. And it feels like it.
Why didn't he... Oh, I mean, how do you not see that you're floating this much res? Like, you're just burning down buildings. It's...
I think he tunnel vision. Sometimes with Baja, you always have this idea of, you have to make something happen. You have to. And Mhongpa playing super smart. The banks on the islands, there's no way in hell that these guys are gonna reach these banks when you have a frigate and 3 Floyds. So he knows he has a safe coin generation trickle.
But he's not making any units. He's not making any units.
He was bombed. He just got bombed back because, there's a lot of outlaws in there.
Oh, when did he get the... Oh, man.
Lancers.
Yeah, I missed that. He sent the unique church card. He got red lancers.
And this is a scary mass of Hussar. Cherera might lose quite a bit of skirmishers.
And he doesn't have... Yeah, he missed that Chinaka. Well, because he finally has a Falconet on the field. And that's... Look at that. That's a wipe. I mean, and he didn't even send any of his Cav combat cards. Look at that. Even more Hussar added to the mass. Hussars are just the heroes of this. And the fact that it's even this difficult for your Hussar to destroy this kind of skirm mass is like so terrible to me. Like the Falconet is really doing a lot of the heavy lifting here. Chinaka finally getting in on the side.
Just imagine Mhongpa right now. Just...
I mean, that's game.
Crying out in pain and joy and everything at the same time. And filibuster invasion
45.
But it's gonna pop him. Filibuster are super pop inefficient, and this is the last ditch effort.
Well, he needs units on the field. I mean, like
he had to spend the gold. He didn't.
Well, he doesn't have a lot of I mean, he can use the filibusters to maybe rebuild things. Oh, get that the Hussar mass caught out.
And right after that cry of joy, there's another cry of pain and frustration from Mhongpa.
Look at...
They can hear it from outer space.
I mean, but he's got 3 Falcons. I mean, what are the filibusters going to do? I mean, you can walk right up, I guess. I mean, you can use these guys. What exactly can they build? Pretty much anything.
All standard buildings.
Yeah.
Markets, mature buildings, docks, I think.
Ooh, Hasar gonna absolutely just get torn apart. I mean, go ahead, just stand and fight there. I mean, you don't want to get the Falconets to eat you, but... Ooh, Chinako now coming out. See if they can get... Oh, there's a little bit of the drag box issue again right there, but... See if you can catch it.
I don't understand why Mhongpa did what he did. I mean, you know, it's 35 minutes into the game and he was pressured on all sides, so...
I mean, you're just sick of this game if you're him, honestly.
Yeah. You just want to uninstall and, like, play something else.
Absolutely, Reuter and Falconets even more, but I the filibuster take this fort. I mean, if they get the fort down, I mean that's still not even the game, just because. I mean, he's got enough. He can get another market. He's got 3 banks. I mean, like he'll just build another TC somewhere.
You should be very wary about Bahamut's momentum, though. You need to have units, and you need units yesterday.
I don't know. Maybe Dutch are the new Rochi kind of Civ. Unlike, they're like the new Sweden.
Lose this game still.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Look at this. I mean, this sport's gonna go down. But if he gets 2 Falconets, I mean, they'll still get torn apart, but maybe enough casualties will. Yeah, huge. Get those in melee. Ooh.
And keep in mind, Cherera did not lose the 5,000 gold. He still has some gold in there.
Yeah, he's still trying to get what he needs. He needs to, I think, again, just pull some of these filibusters back and then make some more. He can make some more saloons, right? He can spam more units. We got a few idols over here for Mhongpa. Wow, this game is insane. I mean, we're sitting on. Look at. It's making the units out of the plates. This is so scrappy. This is so scrappy. Oh my goodness.
I mean, he's gonna lose a TC. That's gonna be huge.
Sending. Did he cancel this the first time he sent it?
I guess he did. The thing is, what is it going to do?
Does it? Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of... Well, actually, you got most of it. I don't know, get some more banks down, I guess. Get a market. I don't know. What do you do? What do you do? I mean, he can't do anything to his water. That's the thing. He doesn't have any means of getting back into getting out of this revolt, and he can't take water. It's not possible, I don't think, unless he somehow stacks up. If this game goes on for hours and he stacks up enough privateers from a shipment point here in the corner and then takes water.
No, so the way back into the game is, and I kid you not, gather wood through the TPs, make a tower with the filibusters, because I think they can.
Right.
Get a shipment point. Oh, he has a shipment point. I don't know what the shipment point is, but he does.
It's got to be the... Wait, what is the shipment point?
I don't know what it is.
Did he put down?
He made a tower. He
there it is. That's that tower. So, okay, yeah, okay.
So don't ship the Jaegers. Ship villages. The 2 villages that you get with...
this one? No.
He cannot right now because he's overpopped.
Oh, okay, that's why. Oh, I see. Okay.
Ship villagers. Gather the wood crate, the rest of the wood crate. Buy wood. And after making a market, make a TC and revolt back to Mexico. That's the only way, like, he's getting back in the game through water. Obviously, Mhongpa can still win this one.
Mhongpa's out of wood. He needs what Mhongpa needs to. He needs another TC. He's burnt through a lot of vills. Another bank would help too, I think. Nothing but skirms though. And even though he's got, well, no, these are actually Quatero. So.
Didn't Mhongpa destroy the stable?
No.
No, he
And
still
he's,
has a stake.
yeah, he's just not making Chinako. But I don't. Does he have the means to make Chinako? Because you need food. Yeah, you need food.
No, he's popped.
No, but I mean,
He's
don't you still?
popped.
He
He
still needs
just
food.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And he needs food. But he could buy food. Or even configure the trade
He
route
hasn't
to
used
get
the
food.
market at all this game. I don't want to criticize anybody, but like, I don't think the behaviors are going to change suddenly 40 minutes into the match.
So I think he's getting ready to go for annexation. He's making all of the TPs.
Yeah, all
Uh,
XP.
so Mhongpa is on a timer.
Okay, so
Like
yeah, he's going to go for the trade monopoly here. Yeah.
in 7 or 8 minutes, taking the time into account to get the shipment, Mhongpa is going to lose this game if he does not
Yeah,
do
definitely.
anything.
That's smart. That's smart. I mean, you should be rewarded for your map control, right? And so he has been able to really continue the mass, maintain his map control. I mean, that was the way to win, was for Mhongpa with that base in the south, but that has now been destroyed with that filibuster card, which you so colloquially called a last ditch effort. I think you called
Yeah,
desperate attempt, and that card kind of swung things in his favor. Now
I'm not gonna lie, it worked.
it did work, and so now we're in trouble here because
You need to get in that Floyd yesterday.
you need to get in the
That's
Floyd,
exactly what it is.
and you're gonna need yeah, exactly, you're gonna need a lot of love. You're gonna need a lot of artillery. You're gonna need to take this one, I think. Something on the side, something in the corner, but you're gonna need artillery. You're gonna need the siege. He really has nothing, and no. Does he have the resources? Yeah, no artillery foundry.
He needs to destroy. He needs to get him back to 4. So he needs to destroy 3 TPs in the next 5 minutes.
It's not gonna happen, I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong. I could eat those words, but I mean, making skirms into this and hoping and praying that you have the siege to do it. Again, you're gonna need an artillery foundry, and you're gonna need to put petards everywhere, and hope that he doesn't see.
If he petards his way to a victory, I will scream.
I mean, this game has been wild enough that, I mean, this whole mass here that he's got, like, if he had nothing but skirms, he wins it, right? If he had just a massive amount of skirms, he would trade evenly or even win against this. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of pop space. He doesn't have a lot of vills. He hasn't made a vill in a while. Here's the petards coming. 5. How many does he need?
His way to victory.
How many does he need? How much?
He needs 2.
2 for each. So
2 for each. So
6.
he needs 6. Technically, with 6, he can win. He can, like, not win. But keep in mind, annexation is now a one-time card. So if he fails to do that, Mhongpa will eventually get back slowly into the game.
what is? I mean, Chimera's. I guess. Yeah, I guess he's just gonna make a line around the south of the map and then say, this is the win condition.
With these guys.
That's crazy. I mean, I don't see it. I just don't see it. Like, it's this mass is too large. He's. Oh, can he? No way. Get out of here. Did the petards get out? That's one. Oh no, they cut to the other way. They cut the other way. They cut the other way.
He has one extra.
Well, he only took out one TP.
He has a second one, and now he has 2 minutes to destroy a third one. Keep in mind, you cannot remake TPs when you're in trade monopoly. And I think he's training units on the other side of the map. If you're looking at the...
Wait. Did he go back to his old base?
He's gonna do it. The madman is going to do it!
He's more roachy. It's more roachy than Sweden. I'm telling you, it's like the new Sweden almost. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, there's that fourth bank. Thank you, sir. Oh my gosh. Okay. The fact that there's... Okay, he's got... I mean, he's going to need a TC in a second, I think. I mean...
Mhongpa, if you're watching this, know that win or lose, you've won in my heart.
Yeah, I mean, this
I
is
want to say
nuts.
that.
That's crazy. This is... look at this
Holy
card,
cow.
dude. The Hessian Jaegers again. And then he did it. He did it.
And here's why it's huge. Now Cherera is out of resources.
Completely, yeah.
And he doesn't have an eco. So he's gonna ship stuff.
He could get his... I mean... He could do exploit... No, he can't. Well, he could do exploitation, actually.
You could send back villagers and try to, like, slowly get back into this game, but Mhongpa would get it. I think the third shipment of Jaegers was a mistake. But then again, at that point...
I mean, you would think that you have it in the bag, right?
Anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of like, well, these would be your general win conditions, and I'm like, I'm not even sure. Like, I'd be like, I don't know what to send anymore. Like, do I just sit, like, for another hour trying to get back to Mexico? I mean, he could have done that a few times at some points in the game if he had a stronger control over the macro, because he was floating a lot of coin, but he was also popped. So...
Mhongpa is making a mistake. He needs every building he has as humanly close to the shore as possible. Like, he needs everything close to the shore.
Right, because these boats are basically his, essentially falconets, kind of, you know, for him.
Exactly. And this TC is not protected that much by the... Like, imagine if this TC is, like, up north in this little peninsula.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, that would be game-changing, honestly. But Mhongpa, I think he's just lost his mind as he's just spamming petards. But
even more petards, but yeah, no, I mean, if he understands that, yeah, he sees this, so then you maybe want to take that out even more. These guys, just two of them, is that enough for... I mean, if you can get the trade post too, that's his economy, right? Like, so all you have to do is whittle him down, but now we're seeing the Baja California territory card come in.
So this is huge. This is huge because it actually gives Baja the possibility, even if it's hard and slow, to get back to Mexico. But these villagers, these 3 villagers, are the most precious thing in the entire game. He needs to defend them. And I think he can see that someone is gathering from his crates. Can you check on Mhongpa's side point of view?
Well, it was these guys that were gathering the crates, right? So now, oh, look, in a town center going down.
Now he has a town center. Now he has a town center.
Well...
I mean, at least he's trying to make a town center.
What?
Oh, no, that's a mistake. Do a town center.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that. Do you think he just wants to win here in Baja California? I think that's maybe what he thinks.
Yeah, but that's not going to work. Because now Dutch is sending every boat shipment under the sun. I think he's... I don't want to say he's got it, but I think he's got it.
This is the 4th Dutch base. And this is probably the 50th time that you said this is game-changing. Or that they got it.
I know!
So...
This is such a nail-biter.
I mean, he still has the mass to win. He still has the mass to win. These Jaegers will definitely beat out. I mean, now that's good. This Skirm infantry combat, smart. But he can't replenish. He can't replenish this mass. He can't replenish this mass, and he still has the option to build another base. I mean, there's still hunts on the map. Look at this.
And Lake is still great. He needs to go back to the town center and get the frigate in there.
Ooh, early town militia call. Early called.
Yeah, a bit early, but I think
he can't stand and fight.
This is Terra's last. Can we get Terra's resources? Choi could actually send something else, but he doesn't have a shipment anymore. He's gonna try and make Bandito, but that's a desperate move.
He just needs a Hussar tech switch right now. That's really what we need to see from Mhongpa. More skirmishers is going to go ahead and double down. I mean, which is fine. I mean, considering that, you know, you'll just go blow for blow and know that you'll just whittle down your opponent. Even more petards now getting into the mix here. Another trade post. That same trade post going down, actually, and now, well, which was the one that he built, actually, and then I'm trying to find out where his three bills.
This is half of the economy.
Could he trade Monopoly again?
No, the card is a one-time send now.
Okay.
Can we get back into the fight? Because I think Terra is losing it. Terra is losing it, slowly but surely. Oh my god. Mhongpa, you evil genius.
Wow.
What happened? What happened in this game?
I think I didn't read the whole chat thing, but I think he said me interesan. So that stressed me out is what he said. I guess he was saying larga, so a long game. A long game stressed me out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what is even Age of Empires 3 anymore after this game? Like, what just happened? What is real-time strategy games?
I mean, I was just dead silent after that. I mean, that's I mean, what is some kind of recap here? I mean, the recap is like, don't give up. Like, be as annoying as possible, and you'll get there. What was that? I mean, really, at the end of the day, what it comes down to is the water.
Yeah.
I mean, the water play, being able to take water, own water, using a water deck, like, allowed, and then honestly the map itself, right? Because these little islands and how bountiful the water was for him, that allowed the continued existence of his villagers, and then just kind of playing every side of the map. But then also the fact that, you know, but then also capitalizing on certain mistakes, right? Because Chorera wouldn't revolt back to Mexico. You know, I think after that very long extended engagements, you're sitting on a lot of population, you got a huge mass, you're thinking you can win, but you haven't won yet, your opponent's all over the place. You're sitting on 5K, 6K gold.
Yeah, the 5K gold was definitely the mistake. Like, he could have bought back his way to Mexico, remake your economy, take it slowly, win from there. Maybe try, you know, a cheeky annexation, and if it doesn't work, just, you know, revolt back. No harm, no foul. But it's easy to say when we're, you know, the caster.
Yeah. Oh,
we're
yeah.
in the seats.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're looking at these stats, like what I was going to say is that I say that, but then you look at these stats, I would be tilted, and I would be like totally thinking that I have it, right? Like, look how efficiently his military performed, right? 313 to 396, raised 56 buildings. This is like Malta numbers.
And keep in mind, all of these buildings gave him coin.
I get that.
Not a small amount.
I mean, look at this. I mean, how drastic this difference is. I'm guessing this fight was with the Falconettes. That fight by the fort. Was this?
Yeah.
I mean, Baja had a lot of steam in this. Like, I mean, just he played it in such a way that it had so much staying power. I mean, that's insane. And Dutch just struggles so hard. Wow.
I'm speechless. I think this is one of the best game I've had the pleasure to cast in a long time. This was such a nail biter. Like we were speechless half of the time because of the sheer determination of Mhongpa, his craftiness. Like props to the guy to not give up, make the petard,
Yeah, petards
foresee
were
that he
huge.
would
Oh
be
yeah.
yeah, foresee that he would be intercepted on the east, so make an artillery foundry on the west. Like I would have lost this game 5 times in a row.
Yeah. Wow.
And he didn't. And I can see why Cherrera is just saying that game stresses him out, but I think Mhongpa, he was all out of sweat after this one. I think I, I would lose all the water I have in my body after 2 fights like this, let alone like 3, 4, even 5 fights we saw in this game.
Look at look at this cow. Wow, this graph is wild to look at. Anyway, that the yeah, I mean, like you even saw it in terms of the micro and the macro play, right? Like just how stressful the game is as it is, right? If you just have like a concentric base with your military units, how difficult that is. He's building two different bases at the same time. He's building on islands. He's got his ships all over the place, and you know your opponent's kind of pushing at you, kind of going around, scouring the map to find you. You know, so leaving villagers unattended, left gathering, tons of them dying. You see this graph. I mean, just I mean, it's wild to look at. To the, you know, you're really thinking to yourself like, wow, this is like, what is this guy doing? But I mean, that's what you're saying is that you're sweating, you're losing your mind. You're 40 minutes into this game. Neither side wants to give it up because I've invested all this time into it. Give me my 12 elo that inevitably that you get when you play a 60-minute match. You're like, yeah, here's 12 elo.
I sincerely wish Mhongpa got more than 12 for that because he got just like 4 elo or some kind of stuff like that. I would lose my mind.
Oh my gosh, look at this. This is
Can we just go back on the map and can you click view map real quick? How many times have you seen a turtle Baja California into a mass of skirmishes? Look at the south of the map. We are seeing turtle Baja against Peter Spam Dutch. This today in this episode of Today on the Ladder, Peter Spam Dutch against turtle Baja California.
attempted turtle, right? Like, I mean, just so weird, but smart. I mean, smart to use the petard and to, you know, like you think, oh, the trade monopoly, that's it. Like he's gonna catch me, but you know, fighting here on this side of the map to then move the petards and make enough so that he has extra just in case, and then another artillery foundry here to get after the economy. And so yeah, I mean, we could talk about this game all day. Like us talking about the 50-minute game would also be another 50 minutes, but I mean, go back and watch it again. Like this is wild.
And try to count the number of times that I see it's game changing, and one of the side will like.
This is game changing. Like he needed the Bosniaks. The Bosniaks were going to be the thing, and like, you know, the 45 filibusters. That was the last ditch effort card, right? And that was halfway through the match. I mean, that's so funny. Anyway, you know, this is going in the Hall of Fame. This was awesome. So really thank you for listening in. Like if you've made it all the way this far, really appreciate it. And we hope you really enjoyed this game. It was a lot of fun to cast, a lot of fun to watch. Thank you so much for tuning into the Age of Bison YouTube channel. Please go ahead and hit a like on this video, share it around, hit that subscribe button. We're getting close to 750. Really appreciate it, guys. And we'll see you in the next one.